Bam, we're live. Good morning. Happy 4th of July. Good to see you, Rambler. You're a good dude. How's Hawaii on 4th of July? What are you doing? Man, I wish I was into soccer. I was just seeing the highlights between Argentina and Cape Verde. Who can tell me the truth? Did they get screwed? I saw a guy hit the ball. I saw a guy hit the ball with his hands. I thought that was a big no-no in soccer and get away with it. World Cup, lots of drama. Makes me wish I was into soccer. What a great escape. How long does this thing go on, this World Cup? Did I see it goes on for another 6 months? When is the last World Cup game? This shit seems like it drags on forever. Oh, the finals on July 19th? End of July? Was it the goalie? Great question. No, it wasn't the goalie. Maybe I'll find it and play it for you guys. There's a whole montage of all the things that were so obvious that Argentina did. And in the highlight reel supposedly has been pulled down a shitload of times by FIFA. Also, what was funny is the Egyptian team carried the Palestinian flag out onto the field when they haven't accepted one Palestinian refugee as they fight the war with Israel. Unbelievable. 250 years. Doesn't seem very long, does it? So much has happened. I'll give you guys why don't we start with the two realities. Here's one reality for you. 250 years of here's one bit of reality for you that some people live in. Reality is a trip, isn't it? Since 1934. Oops. Can't click that screen. Here we go.
1934. Every October, the United States has recognized the voyage of the European explorers who first landed on the shores of the Americas. But that is not the whole story. That has never been the whole story. Those explorers ushered in a wave of devastation.
Shut the fuck up, pool boy. If the CEO says it's Sunday, it's Sunday. Jeez, I really thought it was Sunday. My apologies. You know why? Because did the show say Sunday service? Is that what it was labeled? I just saw that and accepted it. Kill Taylor will be starting in 5 minutes.
For tribal nations, perpetrating violence, stealing land, and spreading disease. We must not shy away from this shameful past, and we must shed light on it and do everything we can to address the impact of the past on Native communities today.
So the Europeans came over here. Yeah, let's not even say Europeans. Some people came over here to this piece of land we call North America, and they killed and slaughtered and spread disease and took land. That's one that's one big dose of reality that some people live by, believe. Let me show you another side of reality. Here we go. Ready?
Indian to join his homeland. Well, these are descendants of pilgrims and colonizers.
He calls himself an Indian, and he calls those people standing there colonizers.
Find
out you weren't taking
are enjoying my homelands.
All right, listen here, my little native sugar tits. You and even my own Cherokee grandfather's ancestors are not originally from here either. You realize that, right? Native people came from Asia.
You're Chinese. Stop saying you're Indians or Native Americans. You're Chinese. You're China. You're Chinese. Everyone knows you're Chinese who has 2 brain cells. You're Chinese.
They crossed the Bering Land Bridge from Siberia during the last ice age thousands of years ago. We're talking 20,000 to 15,000 years ago, with evidence of people all the way down in South America by 14,800 years ago. Our ancestors were not native to this continent from the beginning. And then once they got here, different groups started conquering, displacing other groups.
And you fought the fuck out of each other and raped and pillaged and scalped each other and lived a fucking horrible warring life.
They formed their own little tribes and empires, and they raided towns, and they took land, and they built territories. Kind of like colonizing. The Comanches even swept down from the north in the 1700s, and they built a massive empire called the Comancheria across the southern plains, and they pushed out Apache and other tribes. They kept it until they couldn't keep it anymore. That's how this whole building nations thing works. You can take it, you can keep it, until you can't. Your ancestors did it to other tribes, and then stronger forces came along. That's just history. That is not some special sin against one specific group. Look at South and Central America today. People speak Spanish there. Not because it was their native language, it's because the Spaniards came over, conquered the empires that were already there, and made Spanish the dominant language.
They came from Europe and raped the Chinese, and they call them Mexicans. We know that. And they gave you Catholicism, and now you're the poster child. And it just happened in the last 300 years.
Every group that ever held this ground took it and held it until they lost it. America took it, kept it, defended it, and then built the greatest republic the world has ever seen, with more freedom, opportunity, and prosperity than any of those tribal empires ever dreamed of. What you call stolen, I call conquered. And on the 4th of July, I'm going to celebrate 250 years of what came after. Because
Prosperity, innovation, and freedom, the greatest the world has ever seen.
at least we're not raiding villages, scalping people, and eating each other anymore. That's progress. God bless America. Happy 250. And here's to 250 more. This is fun. Have a day.
Thank you. Thank you for a real nice tatas. Nice tats. Oh, not nice tats. How about just nice tatas? Focus on what's good. Oh, the name calling. Christy. Chris Terry? The name calling. What does arrogant mean? You call me arrogant. Let me see what the fuck arrogant means. Arrogant. Exhibits an exaggerated sense of their own self-importance. I don't think you know me very well. Abilities or worth often paired with a dismissive or condescending attitude towards others. Maybe that part. But I don't think you know me very well. I don't have well, that's not true. Around my kids, I have a high self-worth of importance. I'm important to my kids. Thank you, Sugar Tits. Yeah, that was a good line, right? I like Sugar Tits. That's good. Mr. Birchfield, the Comanche originated in the north. They broke off from the Shoshone. Okay. But you guys didn't know your butt from your elbow just a few hundred years ago. I see you forgot the Renaissance. I have no idea what you're talking about because I'm stupid or you're having a conversation with you inside of your head. This is good. This is good for you, Christy. I have no idea what you're talking about because either I'm stupid or you're having a conversation with you inside of your head, and every once in a while you're coming out and expressing a part of it, but you think that we can hear what's going on inside your head. Basically, I've said something and you've had a reaction to it. And instead of responding to me, you're responding to your own reaction. Tell me I'm right. Tell me I'm right. Tell me I'm right. Yeah, now it's the Muslims' turn. You're right, Pat. Now the Muslims are making, not for the first time. Not for the first time. Not for the first time. And we've been through some rough times. Christy, is this guy, nice to see you, by the way, Christy. I don't remember ever seeing you watch the show. And now a word from our former president. Land of the free, home of the brave. This is just a couple years ago, guys. This is just a couple years ago.
I need you to get vaccinated when it's your turn and when you can find an opportunity. And to help your family, your friends, your neighbors get vaccinated as well.
Was I arrogant when I didn't get vaccinated? Christy, would that be arrogance? Would that be arrogance?
Because here's the point. If we do all this, if we do our part, if we do this together, by July the 4th, there's a good chance you, your families and friends will be able to get together in your backyard or in your neighborhood and have a cookout and a barbecue and celebrate Independence Day. That doesn't mean large events with lots of people together, but it does mean small groups will be able to get together.
If we all take the mandated government drug, maybe on 4th of July, we can get together in small groups, not a lot of people, but small groups, and have a barbecue. Guys, this is just a couple years ago. You were right at first, Sevon, you're stupid. Okay. And I don't care shit about your philosophical rants. Just for clarity, Caucasians are evil. Oh. I don't think I have philosophical rants, but I appreciate you sharing yours that Caucasians are evil. That's good. By the way, can you tell me if I'm Caucasian? Because for some reason, my cohort of friends refuse to acknowledge that I'm Caucasian, which I'm okay with. I don't mind not being Caucasian. Matter of fact, in your world, I hope I'm not Caucasian. Let me see. Are Armenians Caucasian? I've never even wondered if I'm Caucasian or not. Yes, Armenians are considered Caucasian, though the meaning depends on the context and the geographic and genetic context. Armenians are indigenous to the Caucasus region and neighboring Armenian highlands. Armenians are inherently West Asian. Yeah, definitely. We're definitely in Asia with deep indigenous roots in Armenian highlands and the broader Caucasus regions. Genetically, they lived in an isolation for thousands of years. Very inbred group, my people, sharing close ancestry. That means incest. With other groups in the Middle East and Mediterranean. Under the outdated 18th century anthropological Caucasoid, Armenians do not fall under this broad group. Uh-oh. Today, the Census Bureau categorizes people of Middle Eastern descent as North African, West Asian descent, including Armenians, as white. So according to the U.S. Census, I'm white. But according to historians and scientists, I am not white. I'm West Asian and Middle Eastern. I'm a mix of West Asian and Middle Eastern. I don't really have a home. Kanye West's daughter is Armenian. Yeah, that's true. This is a fact. Fergie, happy 4th. The encroachment of our freedoms continue as they are now restricting the sale of BAC water because of peptide restrictions. The government is restricting the sale of water. Let that sink in. My goodness. Is that really true? BAC water is under restrictions? BAC water. Sales. I don't see any restrictions around it. Matter of fact, I see like 100 places that want to sell it to me. What a racket, right? $11 for a little tiny bottle of water. Maybe it's the glass jar it comes in that's so expensive. You can't buy it on Amazon. Oh, wow. Sevon, you are most certainly Caucasian. That perfectly explains why you justify what your forefathers have done. Anyone with a moral compass knows it was diabolical. Hey, Christy, seriously, no one knows what you're talking about. You're so trapped in your head. No one knows what you're talking about. My forefathers, my grandfather and grandmother escaped genocide when the Muslims were conquering their homeland. I went and visited the house that my grandmother and grandfather had to escape from. 1.5 million of my people were slaughtered. Pregnant women had their stomachs cut open. Hundreds of thousands of them were marched out into the desert to starve. My grandmother came through Ellis Island and on my mom's side, and my dad came here in 1950 or 60, around 1960, with a scholarship after he went to a seminary school in Lebanon. I have no idea. No one has any idea what you're talking about. I think that they're your forefathers. Do you have some sort of massive guilt you're dealing with? And why are you so racist? Why are you compartmentalizing people? What if you didn't do that? What if you do you know the thought process of who would you be without that story? I'm trying to help you. I'm 100% Armenian. I'm 100% Armenian. What are you even talking about? You will be so much happier and you will be so much smarter if you come to conversations acknowledging what you don't know. And here's even a better thing, which I'm a master at, which doesn't make me arrogant. It's just a fact, is that even when you think you know stuff, you should still come to conversations hitting the reset switch on that. That's why all the losers will always say, someone asks questions he already knows the answers to. No, I come at it with a fresh perspective every time. Not everything. I know the stove is hot. I don't come to the stove every time wondering if the stove is hot. But I sure as fuck am not going to believe that there are Mexicans as some sort of objective reality when 300 years ago there were fucking no Mexicans. And I'm going to be like, hey, how did that happen? How the fuck are there Mexicans now in a country called Mexico when 300 years ago there were no fucking Mexicans, or 400 years ago? I have to ask myself that question. I'm not stupid. I'm not completely stupid. And so then I figure it out. Oh, they were Chinese people down there. And then I look up the origins of Aztec, and there's no such thing as Aztec people. That was a made-up fucking name by a fucking European scientist explorer who couldn't say their real name. So he just switched it and calls them Aztecs. And then there was so much rape and pillaging going on that these Chinese people, had their gene pool diluted with European DNA, and they had to figure out a way to fucking what they were going to call them. So they called them a Mexican. And instead of worshiping trees and eagles in the sky, they fucking gave them Catholicism. No one's pushing back against that story. Everyone knows it's true. And if it's not true, I'm open to another story. What do you think happened? I don't understand how that's arrogant. Hey, if anything, it's setting people free. You want to build a cage around them, Christy. You want to build a cage around them and demand they believe some sort of story and play the victim. I'm not interested in that. I'm looking for a way out for myself and for everyone else. Set yourself free from the victim story. That's it, Christy. It's really simple. What if I'm not stupid, Christy? What if you're stupid? Would that be weird? Wouldn't that be a trip? You're telling me that Kamala chooses to start the story 150 years ago, so that makes her smart? I heard yesterday some fucking woke politician out of New York City saying that it's a minor crime to jump over the turnstile in New York City to ride the subway. It's a minor crime. It shouldn't be enforced. It's a minor crime. It shouldn't be enforced. Does anyone here believe that? I don't think this guy's Caucasian, Christy. I don't know what you call this. This is in San Francisco, Christy, where the Caucasians have decided to not show any of the security cam footage on the Bay Area Rapid Transit, BART, the Bay Area's subway transportation cornerstone of the Bay Area's transportation hub. It's a subway that runs all over the Bay Area. And they've decided to pull down all security footage cameras for the public to see because they are afraid it will incite racism. And you know what that means, right? That means that there's a group of people who are doing 99.999999999% of the crime on the BART by the way they look. There's a group by the way they look that they don't want people to see because they're afraid that that will then cause people's discernment to think those people are bad people. Which makes perfect sense, right? If you know a snake with a rattle on it is the one that bites and gives poison, then your discernment is every time you see a rattle on a snake, you're like, stay away from that snake. And so if 99% of the footage coming out of the Bay Area Rapid Transit security cameras shows people with dark melanated skin, heavily melanated skin doing all the crime, then that's going to affect people's discernment. It's true. What they're saying is true. So what do you do so that people don't have that discernment? You stop sharing the security footage. But here's some security footage that got out. And Christy, when you say Caucasian people are evil, I think you mean the largest cohort of those people that I think you're describing are women between the ages of 18 and 55. Because they think this is okay, what I'm about to show you. They think this is okay. This looks like stuck porn.
This is terrible.
He tried to sneak under the doors. Those doors cost $130 million to install on all the BART stations. $130 million. Sorry, I know. It sucks. It sucks. It doesn't mean I don't love white women. I know it sucks. It sucks. Hey, the thing is the coolest people on the planet happen to be 5'5" Armenian men, and I am contributing to that. What makes us the coolest? It's just a correlate. It's not a causation. You're not for sure going to be a fucking dumb fuck if you're a white woman between the age of 18 and 55. It just so happens that that's the cohort. It doesn't mean you're going to steal, murder, pillage, and go to jail if you're a black man between the age of 0 and 47. But there's a strong correlate. And it doesn't mean you're going to be the coolest dude on the planet if you're 5'5" and Armenian. But strong correlation.
We can't even open it with you there.
We can't even open with you there. She can't open the doors. We can't. I think that's what she says.
We can't even open it with you there.
That's like one word. We can't even open it with you there. It's just one word.
That's the crazy part. We can't open it without harming you.
We can't open the doors without harming you. Hey, but white women in New York City think this is cool. This is fine. This shouldn't be a crime. What percentage of people who go to a hospital after getting things stuck up their assholes are men in their 50s? Ooh, that's a great question. For white men in their 50s. I don't think black dudes do that. That's a great question. I wonder if Grok has an answer for that. Dude, I'm guessing 80%. What's your guess? I'm totally guessing 80%. Yeah, it's just a minor infraction, and the police shouldn't be called if you're jumping through the turnstiles and breaking glass. This is Atlanta, home of everything fucked up in the United States. This is Atlanta. Here's another subway. Is this a subway or is this the airport? This is wild. What do you think she does? She doesn't pay. What do you think she does? How do you think she gets through there? How do you think she gets through there? Any guesses? I'll give you a hint. She doesn't pay. She makes it through without paying. How do you think she does it? Does she go over? Let's go through the prepositions. Does she go over it or under it? Or does she jumps over it? She attempts to run through it. Here we go. She does attempt to go through it. Can't even fucking believe this shit. Look at that. How much do you think that's going to cost to fix? How much do you think that's going to cost to fix? Oh shit, she should really play football. Yep. I think she's drunk. Look at how she approaches. Wait, does she have a drink in her hand? When you a society will only work like the United States when you have a high trust society. If you don't have a high trust society, it will not work. She's probably bleeding all over the train afterwards. No, Cole. Each of those doors probably cost $5,000. There's safety glass of the highest level because just in case someone breaks them, they don't want them to get injured. You know that. Come on. Just in case they're worried about the criminal, that has to be safety glass. That has to be safety glass. They paid an extra $5,000 a door for that. I hope she sues. Yeah. I hope she dislocated her shoulder. Now she's going to sue. Yeah. I hear you. She's the victim there. Christy, do you want to see I got this one for you. Here's evil white people. We should call this evil white people. What's crazy is this is actually getting some traction. This one on Twitter. People are making tons of memes about this. AI memes. They're pretty crazy. Hey, by the way, Magic Carpet Ride, I saw your comment on my kid's homeschooled station. And you said something about a father shouldn't be getting lice all the time. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm 55 years old and I've had lice twice in my life. You jackass. I saw your comment, you dickhead. And I like you. This one is wild, man. And more camera angles are coming out. This guy right here in the white t-shirt looks like he's in some sort of discussion with these two girls, and then there's a guy standing behind him who looks like he's trying to break through. So now he's surrounded, and the girl on the left looks like she's trying to calm her boyfriend down or some guy down. Now watch this guy right here on the left. On the far left, watch this guy. Clearly everyone's drunk. And he clotheslines him. The guy on the left just decides to run by and clothesline him. I think in the martial arts it's called sotagari. He steps 1 foot behind the guy's leg and clotheslines him. Very dangerous thing to do to someone on concrete. His head could easily go back and hit the ground and he could die. Very easily. That's not what I said, Sevon. Oh. Be accurate for once. Okay, thank you. I explained it's not normal to get repeated instances of lice. I'm out. That was easy. Have a good 4th of July. So this guy gets clotheslined. And is that the problem? Is that the problem? Is that the problem with the world? He said something. I addressed it. He says something back, gets upset, and leaves. Classic hood move. You think they teach the Sotagari in the hood? Crazy move here. He clotheslines him. He falls to the ground. Then he gets punched in the back of the head. Instantly, a female police officer runs in. I think they're called bobbies. I think they're called bobbies. This is the evil white lady you're talking about, Christy. Here's the cool. We'll do a story on King Leopold, who killed 20 million people. Sevon, when you're done, please do a segment on the heinous killing of 20 million Congo people done by your evil forefathers, King Leopold. I don't know who my people are, but I don't think the Armenians ever killed 20 million people. They were isolated in the Caucasus. First, I'm going to do, I'll do that, but next I'm going to do how black people enslaved their own people by the tens of millions and sold them to the Arabs. First, I'm going to do that. Then I'll get to the King Leopold. I don't even know who King Leopold is. I'm sorry. I'm stupid. Remember? The lady rushes in. The cop rushes in. Look at her. Her nails are nicely done. Christy, do you think there should be female cops? Do you think that there should be female cops? Did somebody forget their meds this morning? Yes. Yes. Magic carpet ride. Do you smoke weed? Do you smoke a lot of weed? Female cop rushes in. Do you think yes, just no British cops. Okay, so we need female cops are okay. We just don't need British cops. We do need females. They need to write parking tickets. She runs right past the dude who punched him in the head. I don't know why this keeps happening in the UK. What the fuck is going on there? There's one of these now every other day. She grabs him. He's clearly drunk and doesn't know what's going on. And he either grabs her or tries to take a lame swing at her.
Do not fucking punch his wife. Put your hands behind your back.
And he basically says, no, I'm trying to defend myself or I'm trying to punch that guy. British cops seem useless. 100%. 100%. Christy, do you think not wanting female cops is sexist, or do you think it's science? Do you think it's like some sort of biological evaluation? Are you able to make the distinction? You think there should be female cops? Christy, if you were being held gunpoint in your house during a home invasion robbery, would you want 5 men to show up or 5 women to show up? If your cat was stuck in a tree, would you rather the fire department show up be men, or would you rather it be women? If your child was kidnapped, would you want 10 men to investigate it or 10 women to investigate it? No, Sevon, but you think by saying black soul blacks, it justifies what your people have done. No, not even in the slightest. Not even in the slightest. What I'm pointing out to you is that you use a model. I'm using your model. You use a model to characterize the world based on people's color. And for some reason, and so I was using it back at you to see how it made you feel. And it worked. You didn't like it. You don't like it. I used a model that you use and you didn't like it. You're like, wait a second, you can't use that on me. You can't use that on me. You're one of these people who wants reparations because of what white people did to black people. When are the you know what happens, right? In another 300 years, that same mindset's used against black people. They're going to be like, hey, black people are the ones who, black men are the ones who fucked up this country. And so now they have to pay reparations to white people. I'm just using your model, Christy. It's just your model. Oh, it's Chris Terry. No, it can't be a guy. It can't be a guy. It can't be a guy. I have to make it a girl. That can't be a guy. No guy has that type of flawed thinking, do they? Are you trans, Chris? Are you a girl? Please be a girl. Watch it again. Watch it again. It's crazy. This guy on the left, watch him clothesline him. Watch him clothesline him. Boom. Hey, they would have killed him. They'd have killed him if the cops wouldn't have been there. They'd have killed him. They'd have beat him to death. Sevon, yes. Chris Terry. Sevon, yes, I am racist and I'll never change till my dying day. I get it. I get it. I bet you do. I bet you do. Because you're down the path. What happens is all problems must flourish till there's an end. And so you have a mental disorder and a virus that forces you to categorize the world in a certain order. And the model you're using is going to continue to bring you misery and unhappiness because that's how you've chosen to see the world. And at some point, you'll have a breaking point and you'll be like, hey, I'm going to give up that story. This story's not working for me. And you'll break and you'll be like, oh shit. No one ever goes your way. Do you know what I mean, Chris? Like many of us have been where you're at, and then we slowly evolve to freedom. And right now you're trapped in your own story, but eventually you'll drop your story, your made up story that allows you to play the victim and be angry and just kind of ruminate because it makes you feel important, makes you feel like you're someone. And so you'll just keep holding on to it, but eventually you'll set yourself free from that story. And then you'll pick up another story that's more conducive to your happiness. Jody Lynn, please stop engaging with this bot. Well, it's a great case study for people who are having those same issues to help them get out of it. Because there's people along that path on so many different stages. And then finally they break. Sevon, your dad is trans because that's a Caucasian thing. I saw this incredible play in San Francisco. I wish I could remember the name of it. And the lead was a 6'5" black guy who's trans. It was fucking insane. He was in a league of his own. He was so good in the performance. God, I wish I could remember the name of it. It's pretty famous in the city. This is about 10 years ago. The other cast wasn't bad, just he was so good that he made everyone else look bad. Lots of black trans men. I was at some wine and cheese fair in San Francisco, and I was sitting at this is like 15 years ago, and I was sitting at an outside like wine bar with my buddy. And this chick walks by, this black chick, and fuck, she was so fucking hot. It was crazy. And we were just staring at her, ogling her, no shame. And as she walked by, this cop walks by and goes, "Boys," maybe it was 20 years ago or 30 years ago. He goes, "Boys." And we look at him. We're like, yeah. He's like, "That's a man." I was like, oh, God. Oh, man. That 6'5" black man must have been raised around Caucasians. Oh, so it can be transmitted? The evil can be transmitted? Okay. All right. I'm just making that up because you're not. I don't understand what you're saying. I hope I'm not putting words in your mouth. It can be transmitted. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. All right. The transmission of bad shit. Okay. What is this? I'm going deep into my notes now. Oh, I did that one already. What do you think about Dustin Poirier? Is he white? Could you be white but really be black? That's kind of how I identify. Justin Birchfield, this one's for you, buddy. I want you guys to react to this video. You're going to like this one, Chris, because this is where you and I align. Just watch this one. Watch this one. You and I are going to align on this one. You and I are really going to align on this one. Just watch this one. Hang tight. I already lost Magic Carpet Ride. Don't let me lose you, Miss Chris Terrier. Yeah, what happened to Shelby Neal? What happened to Shelby? Oh yeah, Shelby. She had a black father, but she's white with red hair. I love Shelby. I wonder why she got married. Started traveling the world. She didn't try to go to the games this year. Okay, watch this. Watch this. Birchfield, this is for you. When I saw this, I actually thought of you, Mr. Birchfield. Here we go. We're going to analyze this, so watch very carefully and listen carefully.
It's been a long time, bro. I'm going to try to do one. I'm going to test it out. I'm not going to do anything. Okay. All right?
He said, I'm going to try to test it out. I'm going to do one. And the evil white man said, I'm not going to do anything.
You need, yep. But my hands will be here. Cool, appreciate you.
You
Don't
need it,
worry
my
about me
hands will be
doing
here.
something.
Don't worry about me doing something.
Do it. Down and up. Good. Again. No, it doesn't want. I don't want to risk it.
Again, watch again.
It's been a long time, though. I'm gonna try to do one. I'm gonna test it out. I'm not gonna do anything. Okay. All right. Unless you need it. Yep. But my hands will be here. Cool. Appreciate you. So don't worry about me doing something. Do it. Down and up. Good. Again.
What do we see, people? What do we see? What's your first reaction to that? What's your first reaction to that? Bro is strong. You're a better man than me, Rambler. My bench is 290. Let me play it for you again. What do you see?
No, it doesn't want. I don't want to risk it. It's been a long time, though.
Here's the evil white man working with the good God-fearing black man at Crunch Fitness.
Do one. I'm gonna test it out. I'm not gonna do anything. Okay. All right. Unless you need it. Yep. But my hands will be here. Cool. Appreciate you. So don't worry about me doing something. Do it. Down and up. Good.
Hey, jackass, don't touch the bar. What are you doing touching the bar? He's going for a PR. Do not touch the bar. You said you weren't going to do anything and you touched the bar. What are you doing? What are you doing? You 100% influenced the lift. He touched the bar. Yeah, he's a jackass. He's the evil white man. The evils from white people are not transmuted, but unfortunately, other ethnicities will imitate the behavior of your people. Things will be better when your people are recompensed for all your treacherous actions. When your people are recompensed. I don't know that word. What is that a word? Is that a typo or do I not know that word? Recompense. Is that like recompensed to pay back or reward someone for their services? Oh, we have to get paid back. Gotcha. What do you think is going to happen to the black people in the United States when they get recompensed? Wait, let me see. Recompense. What do they get? What recompensed? What are they going to do when they get recompensed for all their contributions to the United States? What do you think, Chris? Do you think that the black slaves did more for the country than the current black population because you're racist and you like to categorize people by the color of their skin? So using your model, what do you think that they've done more? What side do you think's done? You think that there's a commensurate good and bad done on both sides? You think it's even? Or do you think the current cohort have done more damage? What do you think? Because everything's locked up in Home Depot now. Don't touch the bar, for fuck's sake. He's going for a PR. Do not touch the bar. Why are you touching the bar?
No, it doesn't want. I don't want to risk it. It's been a long time, though. I'm gonna try to do one. I'm gonna test it out. I'm not gonna.
That guy's so cool too. I wonder if afterwards he's like, "What the fuck?"
Do anything. Okay. All right. Unless you need it. Yep. But my hands will be here. Cool. Appreciate you. So don't worry about me doing something.
Don't worry about me doing something.
Do it. Down and up.
No, he doesn't need that. Yeah, I agree. Just string him up already. Uh, 315 is the goal. Oh, your best days are behind you, Rambler. Just chill. Go do high rocks. Come on, Rambler. Just chill. Your best days are behind you. He's going for a PR. For fuck's sake, leave him alone. What are you doing? I don't think that guy can say his PR is 300 pounds now. I don't think so. I don't think so. That doesn't count. He doesn't get to claim that. There's too much hand on the bar. Yeah, you can tap the elbow. No, you can't tap the elbows. You can't tap the elbows. I have something for you, Chris. Chris, where do you live? Where's home for you? Where's home for you? That's a tough reality to live in, man. You live in a tough reality. What do you think would happen? What do you think that would happen to society if all the white people were gone? What do you think would happen to civilization? I need a workout. I don't have a workout today. I don't have a workout today. What should I do? Yesterday I did assault bike and power cleans. I did a bar complex yesterday. Deadlift, 5 power clean, 5 hang clean. In between riding 10 cows on the assault bike. .22 shot, 4 killed in 12 hours across Chicago, including 12 shot in Juneteenth mass shooting. This. Oh God. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Dozen people hurt. Now, we're told that one of those individuals who was shot during this attack, 26-year-old man, brought here in critical condition to the University of Chicago Hospital. The investigation, as you can imagine, is in its early stages, but what we're hearing from Chicago police is that the attack is the result of a drive-by where a vehicle simply pulled up to this large crowd of individuals and then opened fire. Now, it all unfolded overnight in the city's south side.
Every person shot was black. And every cop there is black. Did you see that?
Chicago police say that there were calls for help about a person shot began around 11 p.m. last night. Responding officers arrived at the 200 block of West 95th Street to first find...
Oh, and a white lady. Sorry. God, Chicago's fucked. Chicago is so fucked. They should just build a fence around it.
A 32-year-old woman and a 44-year-old man wounded. Both have been shot multiple times. Upon further investigation, police found several other people had also been attacked. In all, there were about a dozen victims, 4 women, 8 men, ranging in age from 17 to 47 years old. Mass shooting.
And Brandon Johnson.
Authorities say gunfire erupted after a red SUV pulled alongside the large crowd, and 2 gunmen inside that vehicle started shooting before fleeing the scene. Now, we are told that the victims were taken to 4.
And to prove my point, Chris, if this would have been a SUV with white people in it shooting at a crowd of black people, we would know exactly what color their skin is, and that so that you could prove your point, so that they could brainwash people like you. And Brandon Johnson has openly said that jailing these people will not fix this situation, will not make this situation better. Look at the crime stats in Oakland. Look at the crime stats in Oakland. It's like 1,800 people who are committing like 80% of the crimes. The same 1,800 people, the revolving door people. And this is on whatever Juneteenth is. You should really spend a couple times, Chris, going the other way. Trying to prove all of your points wrong. You'll be really surprised what you'll see. How do you categorize the abolitionists? How do you categorize the Republicans who set the slaves free? How do you put them as evil? I'd like to hear that justification. I'd like to see those mental gymnastics. How many millions of innocent people have Caucasians unalived in the Middle East in the past 10 years alone? I don't know if what you consider Middle Eastern people, but Middle Eastern people have killed more Middle Easterners by 100-fold than any Caucasians. They've been slaughtering their own people for a long, long fucking time. And we know just 30 years ago, there were a million, I don't know if you consider Jews white or Middle Eastern. I don't know how your racism works. But there were a million Jews scattered over the Middle East 30 years ago, and now there's only 15,000. It's called apartheid. Sevon, look what happened in Vinton County, Ohio. Did you see what happened in Thailand yesterday? Holy shit. I saw the footage and I was like, I can't even play this on my show. Like, I can't even play this on my show. What happened in Thailand yesterday is crazy. They have footage of a car running over people, and it's fucking nuts. It's the craziest car human strike footage I've ever seen. Which one of these should I click? I always try to click the one that says like the one 17 hours ago, like the most recent one. Is that the one I should click, or this one? Here, I'll click this one. 1 day ago. Vinton County, Ohio, court records newly obtained by WSAZ indicate one of the suspects in the case where 16 children were rescued from a disgusting home. I'll be the judge of that. In Vinton County, had a separate encounter with law enforcement on the same day the children were taken. 4 adults were arrested, each facing 16 counts of child endangerment. Authorities said Wednesday they discovered the children living in a 12 by 12-foot room in such poor conditions that several had to be hospitalized. Okay, that sounds bad. A criminal complaint in Vinton County charges Gary Siders Jr. on 4 counts of public indecency within incidents dated from May 23rd, 27th, 29th, and 31st of 2026. Wow. One of the guys had been indecent 4 times. A warrant for Siders Jr.'s arrest is dated to June 30th, the same day investigators raided the home and discovered the 16 children. During a press conference Wednesday, Ohio Attorney General Andy Wilson said investigators were expecting to find children when they entered the home. We're not expecting to find children. How old were the children? What's the guy's name? I'm gonna Google him and see what he looks like. A criminal complaint. Vinton charges Gary Siders Jr. Why is there a comma after Siders? Is that how you write someone's name who's a junior? You put a comma after their name, Gary Siders Jr. Shouldn't it be period, comma? How does that work? Is that proper grammar? Is that proper? Oh boy. Look at these people. Oh my God. Wait till you see these people. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Holy shit. That person in the lower left reminds me of someone in the CrossFit space, what they're going to look like in 30 years. Holy shit. Wow. Wow. Parents and grandparents remain jailed on $300,000 bond as prosecutors say additional charges are expected in the twisted child abuse investigation. Every child suffered serious physical harm with prolonged and horrific abuse. When a local reporter asked during a press conference why an 18-year-old was included in a child endangerment case, authorities said the young woman did not appear to have the mental capacity of an 18-year-old. They noted she was unable to spell her own name. They were kept in that room for they were kept in a 12 by 12 foot room for 4 years. Neighbors who lived next to him for 5 years saw no trace of the children. Each count alleges the abuse resulted in serious physical harm. However, it does not get into the chilling specifics of the abuse. It was later noted authorities are trying to determine if any sexual abuse occurred. Yes. Let's just go with yes. Each defendant entered not guilty pleas and remains jailed after a judge set a $300,000 surety or cash bond for each of them. What's a surety? $300,000. How about no bond? Surety. What's that mean? Surety is a legal binding guarantee where one party promises to take responsibility for the debt, default, or performance of another party. Fuck that. Dude, how many of those are around the country? Oh, man. I've been watching so much Mamdani footage. It's crazy. I don't even know where to start. I've been watching his interviews. The guy doesn't say a fucking word. Chris, how many times have you been to the Middle East? I bet you I've been there 20 times as much as you. How many times have you been to the Middle East? How many times have you been to Africa? I bet you I've been there. I bet you I've spent, if we use the increment of days, I've been there 100 times more than you. I like the use of your emoji. Very, very good. You don't think the Arabs have been just wiping each other out over there for years and years? You think that's a lie? Do you think that that's a lie that the Turks killed 1.5 million Armenians? When I went to Turkey, I went and visited the home that my great-grandparents lived in, that my grandparents escaped from during the genocide. I drove from Beirut through Syria. I took a cab. Longest fucking cab ride you've ever taken. I can't remember if it was like 10 hours or what it was. I did it twice. One time we drove with a friend. I drove from Lebanon through Syria, hung out in Syria for a couple weeks. Spent about a week in Damascus. And then I went to the Turkish border. And then from there, I went up into the mountains of Musadah in Turkey. And I went into the village. And we found the home that my great-grandparents lived in. There was actually still a Matosian living in the village. I knocked on the door, and I went into the house. No running water, no electricity, no bathrooms. The home was made of rocks. It was crazy. It felt like I was in Roman ruins. They probably were Roman ruins. I think Lebanon has some of the largest Roman ruins in the world. What's it called? It starts with a B. Does anyone know the name? I went and visited that too. By the way, in these countries, these places aren't tourist attractions. The Roman ruins there aren't guarded by anyone. You can climb all around them, walk on them, sit in the chairs that the king sat in, all that shit. Chris, you should get out in the world and see what's going on. You should spend a lot of time in Africa. I spent a lot of time in Africa too. Uganda, Kenya, Egypt, Malawi. You should check it out. Probably another half dozen countries there I can't even remember that I went to. I didn't go with tourists. I went with a company for a lot of the trips. I went with a company called Vitamin Angels. I also made a couple documentaries there. And we went to the most malnourished famine areas in the world, giving vitamin A to malnourished children, because a lack of vitamin A in early childhood can lead to blindness. And I went to villages where they had never seen an Armenian guy before or a white guy. They had no objects. When you would 4x4 off of these roads and you would enter into these villages, the kids would surround the car and look at their reflections in the doors of the cars. That was the first thing they always did because they hadn't seen themselves. They didn't know what they looked like. You have no idea what you're talking about. Zero. You have no experience. I can tell. None. You've made far left media your god. Yes. God, you're good. Baalbek. Yes, that's where I went, Baalbek. If you ever want to climb all over ancient ruins, there's no security there. There wasn't when I went there. Massive temples. The world's largest man-made stone is there. I climbed all over that. Baalbek, crazy ruins with no security, no tourism, nothing. You really believe Caucasians have corrected the world's civilizations? That's crazy. White man's pride. The thing is, I don't care. I'm not categorizing the world as a white or black. That's you. That's your story. You're going to have to give that one up. When you give that one up, you're going to be so free. I went on that journey. I was you. I wore the Malcolm X t-shirt. I read all the Black Panther books. I had the fucking Nelson Mandela fucking love affair. That's going to be you, man. That's going to be your journey. I already did it. And when you say white man's pride, I don't even think of myself as having a color. That's all you, man. That's what I mean. You're trapped in your head. You're projecting it out into the world. You can drop those stories and see the world. It's so fun. It's so much easier out here. And the reason why you don't is because you're scared and because you have white man's pride. That's what you have. You know what's crazy? Or was that a lifetime supply of vitamin A? You know what they do? I guess if you give someone a fucking mega dose of vitamin A, I never looked into this to see if this was true, but this is what I learned just from being with the vitamin A people, the Vitamin Angels people. You can give someone a huge dose of vitamin A as a child, and the body will store it. So they would give them these fucking mega doses of vitamin A, and the body would store it. You should, Chris, I have an idea for you. This will have a dramatic effect on you. Every time you have a negative thought or something that you want to play the victim on, force yourself to say 3 things you're grateful for. It will change your reality. It's such an easy practice. It will change your reality. Every night before you go to bed, say 3 things you're grateful for, and when you wake up, say 3 things you're grateful for. It will change your reality. That's such a bad place you're living in. I know it's hard to hear that. But the good news is it's not an actual place. They're just thoughts that you're ruminating on, that you're just perseverating on. Really? You can get an Airbnb in Baalbek. You know what's crazy? When I think about my time there were no homes there. It was completely desolate. It was completely desolate. I don't remember any homes or any like civilization there. It was just like, and it was crazy because the guy who drove me there said, "Hey, I don't want to scare you, but this is a really fucking dangerous place that's run by," I can't remember if he said Hamas or Hezbollah. I think he said Hezbollah. I was not scared, but maybe I should have been. Caller, hi.
Hey, am I on?
Yeah, yes, sir.
First of all, happy 4th.
Thank you.
I'm
Happy
actually
4th
calling
too.
from Bangkok. Thank you. I'm calling from Bangkok, Thailand. I might be the only watcher from Thailand, but love the show.
I Bangkok in Bangkok.
There you go. Hey, two things. First, when is all the CrossFit media personalities going to make up and get back together and quit this drama and all doing their own thing and fighting with each other?
What would that look like? Tell me what that would look like, and I'll tell you. Be a little more specific, and I'll tell you when it's going to happen.
So, doing content together. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I feel like it was at its peak, and that's when I found you guys. I loved it, and now everyone's doing their own thing and throwing jabs at each other, and it's just like passive aggressive. I don't know. The content's worse. John Young, his content's terrible now, and you guys are still great, but I feel like everyone being together, Hiller, everyone together, was a much better content. I don't know.
I couldn't agree more with the last thing you said. When we were all on one team, the content was so much better.
Yeah,
I agree. And just to be very clear, there was no though that cohort of people that you're referencing told us to fuck off and left. Hey, we don't want to be part of this cooperative anymore. Like in a hostile manner. And it came out of no, like, for me, maybe I'm just oblivious, and I totally own that because I'm oblivious about a lot of shit, but it just came out of nowhere. And the reasons that were given were fucking absolutely wild to me. What's happened with their content too, because of that, I'm just thinking of this now as you say it, that maybe they felt like there were restrictions on what they could say and couldn't say with the co-op because there's the politics within the co-op. You know what I mean? Let's say I love cats, and so everyone's afraid to say I hate cats. And so they reach their tipping point where they're like, fuck that. I want to be free and say I hate cats. And so they left. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but in that, it's become without that kind of self-policing and those politics and maybe the guardrails that used to be on when we were a group, it's become far more negative. And I'll tell you something that I haven't shared. I've asked the people, and I think that there's a consensus that the group of people that I'm still co-oping with and trying to, support. We try to support each other. We've made a concerted effort to not be negative. To not snap back at every little thing. So, but I don't see, and basically the same way that this is going to be an interesting analogy, but the same way homosexual men have no fucking guardrails on, they just fuck each other endlessly because they don't have to fucking juggle balls and invent light bulbs and fucking, you know what I mean, and build shelter. These guys with no guardrails on them have become completely fucking unhinged. All of a sudden,
Okay.
it's okay for them to call out anorexic women online. I mean, it's fucking insane to disparage anorexic women. I mean, it's fucking insane. And so because of that, because we're not policing each other, you're seeing that. But we are trying to still police our group to some extent. But I hear you. We were better. We were much better together.
Yeah.
We were much better together.
I hope they can see that. I hope they can come around to their content, realizing
they're getting a lot of
it's gone
support
downhill.
from people who just want to hate. Do you know what I mean? They've really curated a massive group of haters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what you're seeing with John is that there's no guardrails on him anymore. It's just like I don't want to get into it because I don't want to fucking open up a fucking front. But yeah, there's no guardrails, and that's what
Okay.
they
No, thank you
wanted,
for-
and that's
that's
what
good
they're getting,
insight.
and that's what they're getting.
It's good insight. I want to bring up one other thing.
And if you have advice for
Um,
me, feel free to tell me. Like I'm totally open to it. If you want to be like, hey, that's a little one sided, and I think that your team did this, this, and this, but we're trying. I'll tell you the truth. We're trying.
No, I try to consume as much content across CrossFit as I can, and I'm sad that especially John Young and Tyler and all them, like they used to be add so much good to the show, and now on their own, I feel like we've lost a lot that they were giving. But maybe that's just my perspective. I wanted to bring up one more thing, and I could be way off on this, so tell me if I'm wrong. Does anybody think it's a little odd that CrossFit's going all out celebrating the 20th anniversary? Do people usually celebrate the 20th anniversary of things? Or am I off here?
Like for weddings, I think it's I'm not sure what you're saying, but like as soon as you say that, the first thing that pops in my mind, I think like 20-year high school reunions are big, 20-year marriage anniversaries are big. I remember UFC
In my
did a
head,
huge-
25 is the bigger year.
Oh,
Right?
I see what you're saying. And I see 30th year anniversary was huge for the UFC. I don't have a
Okay.
I don't
Well,
have
like
I
I
don't
said,
have
I
a
could
I
be
don't
wrong.
I don't have a problem with it. It seems the thing to me is I can't believe it's been 20 years. It's like holy shit. Like there's there's people competing at the games, I think, who weren't born when the first games happened. I don't know how that's so weird for me.
That is weird. I could
Do you
be
think it's
looking into too
bad?
much,
Do you
but
think it's bad or like I'm not sure.
I think it could be a sign of something. I think it could be a sign of something because I think you celebrate the 10th anniversary. I think it's big. And then I think after 10, you celebrate 25 and then 50. And you kind of go in increments of 25. And it seems like it just seems a little rushed to be like, we need to go all out, bring back all the legends and do all this crazy stuff for 20 when it feels like we should be doing that in 5 years for 25. Like, are we trying to just save something or is this the last of something? I don't know.
Well,
I think it's a little odd.
I do think that I am starting to get very suspicious that this is, and I think I'm gonna. Hopefully, I'll have Dave on tonight. But I'm starting to get very suspicious that this may be Dave's last year. And he had spoken in the past that he just wanted to do 20 years. And by last year, I don't mean that he wouldn't still be the director of the games, but that he's going to have a bigger role in the company. That I'm starting to really suspect that. I think that Bruce is waiting till after. Bruce is the CEO of CrossFit, Bruce Edwards. I think he's waiting till after the games, and I'm guessing there's going to be some big changes, and I'm guessing that is going to involve Dave restructuring the games team, and restructuring a lot of stuff so that I think that the games needs to take like one step back before it takes two steps forward.
Well, hey, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll hop off and keep listening in.
Awesome. Thank you. Hey, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What happened in Thailand? Did you see that footage in Thailand of all those monks get run over?
I did. That's pretty crazy.
That footage is fucking
I just heard it
nuts.
was an 11-year-old boy.
11-year-old boy who's driving the car?
Yeah, that's what we heard.
Holy
Very sad.
shit. It's the crazy. I watched it once and I was like, no, this must be AI. And then I watched it again and then I went to Google and I was like, holy shit, this really happened.
Yeah, no, there's some other camera angles and some of the aftermath camera angles out there online. So very sad.
It's not safe to walk on the side of the road. You know at crosswalks I always stand behind. You know that button that you push that says walk? I always make myself and my kids stand behind that pole just in case a car fucking comes, careening. It hits the pole and not us. I don't understand people. And you've seen those people who stand in the street waiting for the light to turn. It's like, hey, dude, someone's going to make a right-hand turn and hit you. Like, what are you doing? It's so easy.
Well,
to take 5 steps
it's even
back.
crazier. It's even crazier over here. I mean, people just go out whenever they feel like it, and everyone's dodging everybody. So, yeah, that was a sad video.
What are you doing there? What brings you to Thailand? I've always wanted to go there. I haven't been there.
I just moved here a week ago, so just getting used to the jet lag. But I'm starting work at an international school, in July, late July. So me and my wife, my 2 kids, we moved here, and just found a CrossFit gym here yesterday. Went to my first class. They have it here in Bangkok, and trying to get adjusted.
That's awesome. And do you speak Thai?
A little bit. I've spent some time here before on an internship coaching basketball, but I'm going to start taking classes here soon. But the school I work at is an English speaking school, so don't need it at work.
And how old are your kids?
3 and 10 months.
Oh shit. You're going to give them
Yeah.
you're going to give them a new language. That's awesome. They're going to get one of the greatest gifts in the world.
Yep. We're excited for that. My wife is actually Filipino, and so they've been speaking a little bit of Tagalog, and now they're going to add Thai to their arsenal. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, that's crazy. One of my friends, their kids are learning Vietnamese, white family, and it's crazy watching these little girls speak Vietnamese. I just think of the fucking tongue dexterity and the fucking neurons that must be firing in the brain to learn a language like that. It must be nuts. It must be so good for the brain.
Oh yeah, kids are they're like a sponge. They can pick up things. They say their brains are so much more empty. They can pick up things so much quicker than adults can. That's gonna be cool.
What state were you in?
I was in Virginia. You know, actually, funny story. You probably don't remember this. Kill Taylor, episode 50. I was at Taylor's house. I drove down to North Carolina. I was in Charlotte, and I texted him or I DM'd him on Instagram and said, "Hey, I want to come watch Kill Tony or Kill Taylor." And he said, "Come to my house." He sent me his address, and I was there for that show. So that was pretty cool.
That is cool. Who does that? What a crazy community we live in, right?
I know. Taylor's pretty cool.
He's crazy.
But yeah, no, we found a CrossFit gym here yesterday. So cool community, some really fit people. So so cool that we can keep doing CrossFit in this community as well.
I want to ask you a question. When you went to Taylor's house, did he offer you anything to eat or offer you sparkling water or anything like that?
Yes, and I remember he had energy drinks. He had a blue C4s. He was offering me, but he was actually, I showed up right before the workout, and he was very nervous. And Bryson was there, and me and him talked mostly, but Taylor was kind of in the zone.
Yeah. When right before a workout, he becomes a totally different person. Yeah, he's such a good dude. Taylor's such a generous man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, this is actually one better. I went back to my hotel that night. He texted me and said, we're training in the morning. Come back to my house. And actually, me and like 5 other guys trained with him the next morning. So,
God, he's fucking cool.
Cool memory.
Yeah, he's so cool. He's so generous. All right, I love to hear that.
Yep. Hey, thanks so much, man. I appreciate the show.
Thanks, dude. Thanks for calling.
Yep.
Bye. God, I love that. Who sung that song? Bangkok in Bangkok. Bangkok in Bangkok. Terry, I hope you keep watching the show, by the way. I appreciate Bangkok in Bangkok. Who sung that? Not Lil Wayne. Who's the guy? I think he sung Air Force Ones. And Christine Young says, by the way, Mr. Caller, 20 years is a big deal. Who sings that? Someone? I know I'm gonna hate myself when it's not Lil Wayne. It was the guy who's in the Fast and the Furious movies, wasn't it? Was it Nelly? Oh, maybe Nelly sung Air Force Ones. Timberland? Who is the guy in the Fast and the Furious movies? Who is that rapper? Ludacris. Yeah, I think it's Ludacris. Oh yeah. Here we go. How did I remember this song?
Manila.
Wow. Wow. Unreal. All right. What am I doing? I got to take 1 kid to tennis and 2 kids to jiu-jitsu. Oh, Chris, why? Why? Don't make it so easy. Please don't make it so easy. Will someone explain to Chris? Wow, you didn't offer me a link to call in. Will someone please explain to Chris? Chris, this is textbook victim shit, dude. This is textbook victim shit. Let me tell you how arrogant I am. I am so fucking cool. I am so fucking nice and generous and fucking cool. Thank you for all the generous, cool people who are my friends. I'm so grateful for the rest of you guys who are so fucking good to me. Thank you. Oh, my wife just told me today's Saturday. I started the show saying it's Sunday. All right. Chris, maybe someone will explain it to you, but you could also look at the screen and see the phone numbers there. All right. I love you, dude. Chris, good luck. Try the be grateful of something. 3 things every morning. Thanks to the callers this morning. I really appreciate it. I ran out of shit for the show. And but I really enjoyed hanging out with you guys this morning. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Vindicate, vndk8.com. And don't forget, and this is going to be hard for some of you, and some of you, it's going to be hard for a lot of you. A godless country makes the government their god. Talk to you guys later. Love you guys. Bye-bye.